What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another World of Warcraft video for the War Within, and today we're talking about making gold with the Darkmoon Faire. Now, we are a few days away, maybe a week, depending on when you're watching this video, away from a Darkmoon Faire cycle. It's happening on the 6th of October. The first Sunday in the month, you always have Darkmoon Faire, and Darkmoon Faire is an event that is available 1 week every single month, starting on the first Sunday of that month. Now, for October, that's going to be October 6th until October 12th, where the Darkmoon Faire will be available. During the Darkmoon Faire, a bunch of new things are available to your character and to the game that you can take advantage of to make a bunch of gold. First of all, we have the ability to fish up Darkmoon Firewater. We have the ability to get Darkmoon daggermaw, which you can also hand in for more rewards and items that you can also use to make gold. And we also have free skill points and free knowledge points from this event as well. So throughout this video, the aim is to talk more about the Darkmoon Faire, and I want to give you guys some advice that you can take actions on right now to make gold. So basically, some items you can buy right now and sell it during Darkmoon Faire, and usually those items goes up in price during Darkmoon Faire. Likewise, we have some items that goes down in price during Darkmoon Faire, but it goes up in price after the Darkmoon Faire is gone. So there are some items you can buy right now and theoretically make gold with during Darkmoon Faire, and then you have some items that you can buy during Darkmoon Faire and sell off later for, once again, theoretically a higher price. Especially historically, things just go up and down in price all the time, and certain items are only really available during Darkmoon Faire. So obviously supply goes up by a lot during that time, and a higher supply versus a lower demand or a steady demand usually means prices tend to go down as well. So this video will hopefully help you make gold right now and during Darkmoon Faire, and even after Darkmoon Faire as well. Let's talk about it. Now, the first thing to note is that during Darkmoon Faire you have this weekly quest available that is available once per Darkmoon Faire rotation, which will give you free knowledge points and free skill points. It will give you +2 skill points and +3 knowledge points, once again for free. All you have to do is do that quest. Now, first of all, knowledge points are extremely valuable. They help you make more gold no matter how you're doing in your professions. More knowledge points usually equals more profit by giving you more multicraft, resourcefulness, any other stat, ingenuity, or even just equivalent to skill points. Likewise, getting more skill points also makes you more gold and even saves you gold if you haven't maxed out your skills yet. So if you have any alts, for example, any alt armies laying around, taking those to a trip to Darkmoon Faire will be really valuable, and once again gives you knowledge points and skill points for free. In addition to that, you get some Darkmoon price tokens and some game tokens as well for doing that quest, and the more characters you have, the more valuable that becomes. Those price tokens, for example, can be exchanged for various rewards at the Darkmoon Faire. Alright, so with that covered, let's talk about the item you can buy right now and then potentially make some gold with during the Darkmoon Faire as well. And for that, we can go on over to Wowhead, and this one is called the Darkmoon daggermaw. As you can see, this is a fish, a crafting reagent that you can obtain, and this one you can obtain during the Darkmoon Faire. So supply of this one goes up during Darkmoon Faire, but also demand goes up by a lot. And what we usually see here is that the price of this goes up like a couple of days before the event starts, because people like preparing for things, and then also goes up in price for the first half of the Darkmoon Faire, and then maybe starts tapering down. So usually it goes up a bit and then goes down again. You should probably not invest millions into this item, but investing a little bit could make you some gold back. And like last time I made a video on this, it tripled in price, and it stayed at that triple value for a long time, allowing people to print gold if they bought in early. So if that happens again, well, there we go. And if it doesn't happen, well, once again, just don't put all of your eggs into one basket here, but it's an item that once again goes up in demand during the Darkmoon Faire. And the reason for that is that all of the demand for this item is at the Darkmoon Faire. Even though you have it on the auction house right now, you literally don't have any reason to buy it unless you are doing so to prepare for the Darkmoon Faire. it is used in buying, for example, all of these items down here at the Darkmoon Faire. So you can buy recipes, you can buy toys, you can get a mount, you can get a pet, but you can also buy something called a faded treasure map. And I kind of want to drag your attention to this. Well, you can also buy Darkmoon Firewater, which we'll get more into later in this video, but you can buy something called a faded treasure map. Now, buying the faded treasure map will then start a quest, which is called Silas's Secret Stash. That is a 2-minute quest where you go around the island, loot 5 items, and you hand that in, and that will get you 100 Darkmoon prize tickets. So when you get 100 of those, you can then exchange that. Is it 100? It's definitely quite a few. Yeah, 100 from completing the quest, Silas's Secret Stash. So doing that quest, which takes you less than 5 minutes, is 100 tokens. And these tokens can be used to buy yourself mounts if you don't have them yet, but can also be used as a gold making strategy to buy pets and cage them. So for example, you have the Murloc balloon, you can buy that one and you can cage that one. You have cloth armors, these are bind when equipped transmog items that you can sell on the auction house. You have the Darkmoon hatchling, which once again, you can buy this, learn it, then cage it, and sell it on the auction house. You don't even have to cage it, by the way. It's not bound on pickup, so you can literally buy it and then sell it on the auction house and print gold that way. So doing that quest, which is 100 fish, which will give you 100 prize tickets, you can buy 1 pet for every single character you do this on, and it's a 2-minute quest chain. It is so fast. So Darkmoon daggermaw, because of this treasure map, usually goes up in price by quite a bit, because even if they are over 100 gold each, you make your gold back every single time by doing the faded treasure map. If you buy transmog items or these battle pets, even if the fish goes up to 500 gold each, you will still probably make profit from it. And now the fish is 20 gold each on the auction house, 27 on North America and 22 on the EU. So once again, if this goes up in price by 20 times, you still make profit from it theoretically. Now, something else you might have noticed, and for this one I'll go to the game right now to check the actual prices at the current moment, is the price of an item called Darkmoon Firewater. And you probably realized what this item is if you didn't already know about it. I've made videos about it, talked about it on stream ever since it came out in the first place, and people use this to skin faster and do herbalism and mining faster. It says it increases your deafness by 15%, but I would say it feels like it does way more than that, because it feels like it halves your gathering speed, so like you just gather way faster. And right now they're selling for 992 gold each, and if I was on my right account here, we do have quite a few of them. I have 179 on this account and probably the same on the other account. I bought a lot of these before the War Within came out, and I bought them for about 40 gold each. Like literally 1.5 months ago, I spent about 1 million gold on the Darkmoon Firewater. Maybe not a million, but definitely several 100,000 gold just to be safe, and we bought them for 40 gold each. Now they have gone up like, well, what is it, 20 times that price, and we still have some leftovers that I have been selling gradually while the price increased, by the way. I started selling on 200 gold each, which feels bad now, but it's just like, when I'm in the green, I start selling off gradually, so I like capitalize on getting my profit and just making that gold. For me, I bought them for 40 gold anyway, so as long as I'm making profit, I'm gonna be happy, and I would rather sell off too early than sell off too late, because at some point this price might absolutely crash, even though like 900 gold is a lot for this item, by the way. That is a lot for this item, and I could not have foreseen this going that high, and people still buy it. That's kind of nuts to me. But this item, to talk more about this item, it's something that, I mean, it's called Darkmoon Firewater. You obviously obtain this during Darkmoon Faire, and moreover, you obtain this from fishing during Darkmoon Faire. I am not the biggest fan of fishing, but I have been doing some fishing gold making in the past, especially in BFA, and in BFA we had this open world mount that we could fish for, which made it more fun. Anytime you have a BOE mount, it becomes more fun. But either way, Darkmoon Firewater you can obtain during Darkmoon Faire, and there's basically 2 different ways to obtain this. Number 1 is you can exchange 25 Darkmoon daggermaw for one of these firewaters. So before I go further on Wowhead right now, we can just take a look at the auction house once again, and we have Darkmoon daggermaw, misspelled that one, Darkmoon daggermaw, which are selling for 40 gold each. which actually right now that would not be profitable then. That is roughly the same price as Darkmoon Firewater, because you need 25 of this for 1 Firewater. So at the moment that is not the best trade, but going back to Wowhead, you can also fish for them. So they are sold by this person for this currency. If the Darkmoon daggermaw goes down in value at some point, you could buy those and then exchange them for Firewater, or you can alternatively fish for them, and they're obtainable in the sealed Darkmoon crate, which can be farmed over the entire island. So this is kind of the part 2 of this video, where you can make gold in 2 separate ways during Darkmoon Faire. Method number 1 is to literally run around and fish for these items, the sealed Darkmoon crates, which are found in pools around the Darkmoon Island. So literally, for this, you just go to the Darkmoon Island, you run laps across the entire place, make sure you track fishing pools, and then just fish any pools you find at any time. Remember to check the islands, so as you can see, there's 3 small islands, one to the west, one to the east, and one to the southeast, with some pools around them, so don't just walk around the mainland, go to those islands as well to get those extra pools. And for this, once again, just run laps around the entire Darkmoon Faire island, and including those 2 small islands to the west and to the east, and then get those fishing pools and make gold during Darkmoon Faire. Method number 2 to capitalize on this is to literally buy Darkmoon Firewater during Darkmoon Faire, because obviously supply goes up. People will be farming for these Darkmoon Firewaters, and people will also naturally be at the Darkmoon Faire island doing their dailies, and they might fish up 1 or 2 naturally as well, and then throw in those on the auction house. Basically, TLDR, prices of Darkmoon Firewater are very likely to go down during the actual uptime of the event itself. So from October the 6th until October the 12th, the prices of Darkmoon Firewater will probably crash by a huge margin. I would not be surprised if they go down to 200 gold each or something during this event, but we'll see. And at that point, what I will say is, if you buy it during this time, it will very likely go up in price at some point. It might not skyrocket in price suddenly on the 13th just because the event is gone. You might have to wait a week. You might have to wait 2 weeks. But eventually, at some point between those 2 cycles of Darkmoon Fairs, the price usually goes up by quite a lot as well. So for example, if you are investing into the Darkmoon Firewaters, I would probably look at the price again. I mean, you should always look at the price and see when it's worth selling, but to give you an estimation of when it would be worth selling, the Darkmoon Faire starts on the 6th of October, ends on the 12th of October, at the end of that day, so basically the 13th. At this point, prices will not go up, they will not skyrocket on this day. Go back and check on the 20th, for example, or even the 27th. Just the closer we get to that final week before the next Darkmoon Faire, the more the prices goes up over time. So they will not skyrocket right away, but at some point here they will probably go up in price quite significantly, and you can probably very easily double your gold by buying the Firewaters during Darkmoon Faire and then selling them off in a couple of weeks. So yeah, at this point, that's basically it, and that's basically the video. I do think Darkmoon Faire is a good time for anyone to make gold, and knowing what to do in advance of the Darkmoon Faire coming out is probably good when it comes to preparing yourself for making gold. In the gold making game, it's all about prep. At least in my experience, it's been a lot about prep, and just knowing what to buy in advance, instead of just buying based on impulse and instinct. The same thing goes for like buying power-ups for your character, if that's enchants for example. If you think you're gonna get something good from the vault, I usually buy my upgrades during the weekend instead of on Wednesdays. On Wednesdays, which is weekly reset for EU, people tend to flip the prices, so Wednesdays are usually the expensive day because people know. People buy upgrades, they buy enchants for their gear, when they get that gear, even if the prices have doubled. So a lot of enchants, for example, get flipped a lot on Wednesdays, and people still buy them. Meanwhile, if you want to save gold or even make gold, buy them in advance, and then if you have any extra, sell them on the expensive days. The gold making stage and the gold making scene is a lot about knowing, like knowledge, and then also just preparing and being prepared. So hopefully, This video helps you get prepared for the Darkmoon Faire, which is coming out in a week, and probably a couple of days when this video goes public, because I have a different video scheduled for Monday, so this one probably comes out on Tuesday, I would say. Either way, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below, and if you want to get prepared for other gold making methods, then check out my War Within Goldmaking Guide through a link down below, where I talk a lot more about gold making. We have a full guide for gold making, and when you buy the guide, you also get access to a gold making Discord server with a lot of like-minded people that are making millions and sharing what they learn along the way. Myself included, I'm posting early access to videos there. For example, this video you would have had early access to, so you can buy the Darkmoon daggermaws before they go up in price, and you know a little bit more. Like, you basically have videos before they're public. So if there's investment advice in there, you can capitalize on those before they are public knowledge. If there's gold farms, you can use them before they're super public and super competitive, and print gold that way as well. In addition to that, we have some exclusive content over there, and I post some posts in that Discord server that I also don't talk about in videos. Basically, you get more content and also earlier access to content, and it's a great way to support me, and I try my very best to help you make millions in the War Within. Either way, that's the video, so hopefully you enjoyed. Remember to leave a like, leave a sub, and thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Yeah, bye.